back to Skippers, presented by Owner's Box Fantasy Sports. Today's segment, buy low, sell high players for your teams in fantasy baseball. Avery Chenier, Andrew Boyer, Jeremy Roach, helping you make some trades for your teams. Jer, your opening notes.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe. Awesome likes. We'll have that giveaway soon.
Once we come up with what it is, because you had no idea.
We're still brainstorming. Creative brainstorming session coming. So we'll get that giveaway to you guys. But you guys have been awesome. So keep smashing that like button. I guess we'll go into
join the Discord too.
Yeah, join the Discord. It's been awesome. Great chatting there. We were talking some Blue Jays yesterday with
Manoa. We were fighting.
And there's even some fights in the Discord, believe it or not. So make sure you join. You want to be there. Great conversations.
Getting to your buy low.
My buy low is Tommy Pham of the San Diego Padres. He's hitting 189 right now. He's been walking a lot, which is always something you love to see for on-base percentage leagues. He's 335 on-base percentage right now. He's top 3% in the league in walk percentage. I mean, nothing I saw on his Baseball Savant exit velo hard hit percentage is different from previous years. Grisham's obviously hurt now, which means Pham will probably see time at the 1 spot or the 2 spot. His expected batting average is better than his actual batting average. So all these numbers point towards seeing Pham as a great buy low here. Some speed there. He can steal bases. I think Tommy Pham there's nothing to say that I wouldn't be avoiding him. He's hitting the ball hard, and it's only a matter of time for him to sort of have this hot streak coming along. So I'm going to go with Tommy Pham. I think that you could get him at a pretty low price. So I think that he's a great buy low.
I'm just like mad on Tommy Pham this year, dude. It's just like he's not doing it for me like he once did. There's just reason. He's a good buy low. Like you're getting nothing for Tommy Pham pretty much at this point.
He might be available in all 3 of my leagues. Just on the waiver wire right now.
Yeah.
His roster percentage has dropped below like 70% maybe.
Yeah, the Padres lineup is so stacked, and when they're healthy, they're amazing. And Tatis is like just getting so hot right now, which only is going to help Tommy Pham with getting more runs.
Yeah, it's fine.
But yeah,
Tommy Pham. All right, your what are we doing? Buy low.
Buy low. My buy low is going to sound a little out there, but is Tyler Glasnow of the Tampa Bay Rays. So right now is the time to buy because over the last 4 starts, he's been lit up pretty hard, especially against the Jays last week. So it's right now is the time to buy. It's probably the only window all year you're going to get. It's probably a guy that's going to be contending for the AL Cy Young at the end of the year. I would try and trade guys that are hot right now, maybe in kind of a 2-to-1 package deal, something like maybe Julio Urias or Joe Musgrove to get Glasnow. That's definitely my buy low right now.
Yeah, Joe Musgrove, I don't think anyone's going to be moving him. He hasn't been that good recently.
Yeah, Joe Musgrove's a little bit of a... I'm not a huge Joe Musgrove. I had him to sell high early on.
Yeah, we did.
He's still pitching high. The last couple starts have been really good.
I mean, you could
explore
innings.
it, but I don't know. I worry about how much you have to give up to get Glasnow.
I just don't think he's readily available. Yeah. That's the only worry.
Yeah. You have to...
You're right with him being at the lowest he'll probably be this year, obviously, but I just doubt anyone's moving on from him.
He's also a guy that was drafted 5th, 6th round in fantasy drafts. So there's a chance he's like the 3rd best pitcher on some guy's fantasy roster that took maybe like Cole and Bauer early or something like that, and he'd be willing to move Glasnow for some help at batter, but like this is the only time he's going to be available for a trade probably.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if you really do think that he's going to be your SB1, and he's going to be really good for the rest of the year, then you got to be willing to give up your SB1 to get him, for sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go my buy low. Anthony Rendon of the Angels, currently slashing .222, .316, .333, 3 homers, 12 RBIs. Obviously, he's consistently one of the best hitters in baseball over the past few years. This year, 2 IL stints already. He is a guy, when we looked last year, it was the older guys who couldn't get into the groove. Because of like the short season, everything's messed up. 2 IL stints is kind of the same thing. You kind of messed up your start to this season.
Yeah.
So he's just not really ready to go right yet. He hasn't gotten in the groove. I mean, when you're back playing every day, you're going to get in the groove. You're going to start to figure things out, and that's exactly what I think Anthony Rendon will do. He's good average exit velocity right now, and his hard hit percentage is the highest of his career. But he has a BABIP of only 257 and has never been below 300 before. That's just not getting lucky on balls you're putting in play. That'll start to stabilize soon. His batting average will come up soon. I mean, you just think Anthony Rendon's going to figure it out. 50% fly ball percentage, which is highest launch angle of his career, but he is also having a 59% medium contact right now. With these new baseballs, if you're going to hit it medium contact in the air, they're not going to go like they used to go. I think that's one of the things that are hurting him right now. He'll figure out his launch angle. I have no worries about Anthony Rendon. Yeah, he's a veteran hitter. He's always been advanced. He has a good eye at the plate. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he's trying to. I mean, he's got this massive contract. He's seeing what Ohtani's doing, and he's the talk of the team right now. I think he's trying to do too much here with this team, and he's trying to hit home runs when really with that barrel percentage, like he's not going to hit home runs at that 6 point whatever he's at 9%, which he was last year. But I think he just needs to focus on the basics, and I'm not worried at all about him. I think that I would for sure explore trades to see if someone would actually kind of undervalue him, and you get to give up someone not even close to Rendon because he has the opportunity to be the best third base fantasy player.
We really haven't seen that like Washington Nationals Rendon since he got to Anaheim though.
Yeah. Which everyone was kind of talking about that though. It's like, oh, they're giving this big contract. He's not going to do well. It's always been a thing. But
if he hits like 20 more home runs at the end of this year, and his average is up to 283 by the end of the season, he's had a successful season, I'd say.
Yeah,
also, with the point you made last week about Jared Walsh is that there's no Trout in the lineup right now. So his counting stats might be down a bit for now. So those couple weeks when Trout's out, his counting stats are down. Now is the time to buy.
I'm also happy that they're going to start attacking Shohei like they attacked Trout because that's who they have. That's what was one of the concerns, and Jared Walsh too. And I think Rendon's not their focal point of a pitching staff when you're game planning for the Angels right now. So maybe he starts getting hot here soon. We'll buy low on him now. So you want to get in your sell high?
My sell high is 34-year-old Buster Posey. He's actually the number one catcher on Owner's Box for season average. He's hitting 351 this year, which is crazy. I mean, he's been amazing. I mean, he's got a 10.9 barrel percentage, which is the best of his career. I mean, the second highest was 6.9. So just based off that difference, and he's 34 years old, I can't see this sustaining. Everyone knows Joey Bart is sort of their future
Georgia Tech boy.
Future catcher, and he's in 351 in the minors. So obviously they're not going to rush Joey Bart up because Buster Posey's hitting so well. But I mean, 34 years old, and he's got his second highest K percentage of his career. I sort of worry if he can sustain this. And I do think that you can get a lot for him just because he's such a well-known name.
And catcher's such a hard position to have.
Someone could overpay that really needs a catcher, and I think that you could take advantage of him. I mean, like if you have like an average or catcher who's playing nonstop, and you have Buster Posey as well, like I would for sure trade Buster Posey for a good asset.
I mean, Buster Posey took last year off, right?
Yes.
So good for Buster Posey for figuring this out, but I'm probably selling at this point too.
Yeah.
Now, something weird about Buster Posey is that we haven't seen this in like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? And it's been like 3 years of kind of just being an average catcher. Now he's back to what he was at like 28 years old. So, yeah, it's not like he had one bad year. It's been a couple bad years. So I definitely think it's going back to the mean.
I mean, catcher's just such a hard position to have production with offensively once you're that old, too. You've been doing it for that long.
Unless you're Molina.
Yeah. That's just crazy. You think that he would get...
I mean, Molina's really not that productive offensively.
No, I think people are a little overhyping him.
Yeah. So, your sell high?
My sell high is another Ray. It's Joey Wendle, second baseman for the Rays. Last 2 weeks, 11 runs, 8 RBI, 3 home runs, and batting near 400. On the season, he's batting 311, but his expected batting average is only 241. That's one of the highest gaps in the league. His StatCast profile is completely blue, and so he's not hitting it hard. He's not fast. So average is supposed to be a strong suit, and if his expected batting average is pretty bad, then definitely sell high on Joey Wendle. His WOBA is 390, but his expected WOBA is under 300 at 294. So I know he was like a last-round pick or a waiver wire pickup in your league, so you might not be able to get much on the name value, but maybe go for someone like Tommy Pham, like Jeremy's buy low, someone that's actually a better hitter that's struggling a little bit, and try and sell Joey Wendle on that second base eligibility in this hot streak.
So I think you need more than Tommy Pham just for that, but like maybe package that up. But ex-WOBA and WOBA stuff is based on quality of contact. Joey Wendle, we drafted him in the last round, and I said no one in the league hits the ball softer than Joey Wendle does, and that'll never change. That's why those expected stats are so low. But him performing as he is right now, I don't think it's gonna like sustain like this.
I would take Tommy Pham for Joey Wendle.
Yeah, you would take it.
Yeah,
but you could probably get more right now.
I don't think you can.
Wait, I'd rather have
Tommy Pham than Joey Wendle.
No
I thought you said.
No.
But Pham's roster percentage is
Yeah.
30% below Wendle right
I
now.
don't.
So
It's just hard to like. If someone put Joey Wendle in my trade DMs, I would be like, I don't even know who would I want to give up. Like, it's just not a well-known name.
you'd have
I
to
would
need a
I would
second
take-
baseman.
Yeah.
I would take Lau over Joey Wendle every time.
I would take Lau over.
And then
Joey
I have an
Wendle.
honorable mention for sell high. It's another Ray, 3 Rays for me today, and it's Randy Rosarina. I talked about him like 3 weeks ago on here as well as a sell high. His expected batting average is way lower than his batting average. He's hitting out of his shoes. It's definitely another guy to sell high on from the Rays.
I'll go my sell high. Jazz Chisholm of the Marlins, 286, 350, 486, 5 homers, 11 RBIs, 9 stolen bases. Finally starting to see him cool down.
Yeah.
One of his the main cards is him being called up as a prospect was he's going to swing and miss. They didn't really think the pop was there, but he has multiple tools. Like he can run, which is very valuable in fantasy baseball, obviously. 35% K rate, bottom 4% of the league. His expected batting average is only 238. His BABIP is 417. That is bloated. That is crazy high. That will start to come down to normal. His batting average is going to start to come down to normal. Swinging and missing a lot, obviously. This is just who Jazz Chisholm is as a player. It was so exciting at the start of the year. I mean, there's obviously still value in these players. There's obviously still value in Jazz Chisholm as a second base eligibility. But I just don't think that the crazy hot start is not who Jazz Chisholm is.
Yeah, that 35% K percentage he's riding right now is.
It's kind of been that way in the minors too.
Yeah,
it's not
like this
isn't
is-
a different Jazz
He's
Chisholm.
no Nico Goodrum, but it's pretty
For
bad.
the type of player he is, like Adolis Garcia can afford that type of strikeout
15
percentage.
home runs.
Yeah, but Jazz Chisholm isn't going to be Adolis Garcia, so I don't know how. I don't know how Jazz Chisholm sustains being good in the MLB with a 35% K percentage.
People
But
seem to
I do
love him,
think that
though.
you could get him for
Yeah, he's
for a good
exciting.
price.
People like him. So
yeah.
that's why you sell high on the
Yeah.
name that he made.
I think
for
it's the
himself.
right time to sell.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got. Anyone else with anything?
I'm just going to say sorry for my Dylan Bundy buy low a couple weeks ago.
That's all right.
Quickly
It's
throw that
okay,
out there.
happens.
It happens. But that's all I got. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Like, subscribe, join the Cord. We'll see you guys next time.